Obviously, he hasn't left the house. I don't think people are happy till they see a lorry go down the driveway. But you've got to remember, there's kids involved. He's obviously mentally, not mentally unstable, he's got mental issues, and more have come out. So he's like seeing the therapist. It's different for. He's going to sessions with group sessions. You know, I've got all this to deal with myself. Things will happen when they're ready. I've said to him, our marriage is on the rocks. You've got to sort yourself out.
But could you ever see it, you're saying it's on the rocks, do you ever see it getting off the rocks and you staying together?
Well, at the moment, because I've just found out about my mum, I mean, I'm not dismissing anything about Kieran. You know, I've got all this to deal with. It's just so much in my head to deal with at the moment. So I can't concentrate on one thing at the other. It's all like that in my head.
Kitty, how are you?
I actually don't know how I'm still, like, normal. But what I'm doing, I'm starting now to train, because everyone said if you start training, it's good for the endorphins in your head, because I can either go down that way, which is the rocky path, or I can go that way to try and, you know, keep myself together.
But you are, I mean, you are amazingly strong, because you've got a lot on your plate.
Yeah.
But then you've always had a lot on your plate, particularly with Harvey. And, you know, we all know you're a fantastic mother and dealing with all the difficulties that he faces. What about the children at the moment? Do they understand? Do they know what's going on with you and Kieran? Are they asking questions?
The children know everything. What you've got to remember is I like to live in a happy home, and that home is still a happy home. I mean, the thing is, what people got to remember with Kieran, the Kieran I know is that the family Kieran, that the nice side, you know, the loving and all of that, but he has got this other side.
But then you must be angry with him, despite you understanding. You've always said, you know, I understand he does have an addiction, a sex addiction, and that is something he's getting treatment for. But even so, when he's walking around in your home, you must look at him with hatred sometimes, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I do. And then I go, oh, you make me sick. And then the kids go, Mum, but I say it jokingly. I don't know, I'm so laid back anyway, I don't argue. He's done it, so you just got to deal with it and just, I don't know. And then it's my mum, I've got that on my mind.
So how's your mum doing?
Well, obviously, she hasn't really got long to live once you've been diagnosed with IVF.
But they said, did they 2 to 3 years originally?
Well, if that, not many people even make it that long.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose she can have a lung transplant. I have asked if I can give her a lung, one of my lungs. She's like, don't be stupid, you've got kids. And, but I think, but you're my mum. I've got the kids, so at the moment you can see my head's all like this.
And do the children know what's happening with her?
Yeah, the children know as well. But other than that, the house is a happy home, but there's just, I can't believe how many dramas I've had. They're not just small dramas, they're like massive dramas, like in the past 6
Well, yeah, I mean, huge. And when you have threats against your children, I mean, that's got to be taken very seriously.
So what way does that make you rethink your life? You're as open as a book. We've got a book here.
Exactly.
You're as open as a book, but I mean, is there now big security going to go on? How will you change your habits, how you're seen, where you go, that sort of thing?
Well, I think you can't really change what you do. You just got to get on with it. You know, I've had 3 massive kidnap threats before, where Scotland Yard were literally living in my house. And then this one, it just sort of happened Friday night. I got the email, and I'm not allowed to go too much into detail about it, but they're investigating.
But you had to pull out of your...
Had to pull out for my tour. I've got 9 shows left, by the way. You want to come see me on my tour? I mean,
so
Wimbledon
you're going
on Saturday.
to carry on?
Yeah, but I will carry on. But obviously, if there's another threat or something, I'll have to pull out.
I know you do question and answers and things when you're on your tour. Do people surprise you with the things they ask? Because you are an open book, as Eamonn said. You always talk about everything.
You've never once, in all the years I've known you, you've never once said, don't ask me about that.
But we didn't even have a chat. I don't even think I did a research check before I came.
We don't need to, because we all
No,
say...
I just said let them ask me anything, you know.
So let's ask you about Chris Hughes.
I know, out of all of this is the most stupidest thing. I've been in this industry 23 years. I've never had such... It's so tit for tat. Obviously, Chris Hughes is very immature when it comes to the media, and he obviously hasn't got media savvy. For one, you don't slag off a national newspaper who will have your back. They would bring you up and down just like that. The fact is, what have I just shown you before we came on air? I'm not lying.
You showed us a lot of texts
from Chris to me.
Chris to you on your phone.
But could I just say, as a man, all I saw were a lot of texts. I didn't see inappropriate texts.
No, but he's denying texting at all.
No, there's a lot of texts. Well, somebody's certainly using his name anyway.
He has said he hasn't texted at all. He's saying...
He
said he's never replied to any of my messages. WhatsApp, he said WhatsApp, these are Snapchat. And you know, in a big scheme thing, I actually don't even care. He's the one who keeps going on about it. It's so pathetic. And it's like, I don't even care if you didn't send me a message, or you did, but just don't call me a liar, because I'm not a liar. That's it. I could not care less. I don't care about Chris, I don't care. But just don't call me a liar when I'm not a liar, that's all. And I just think he's just getting himself in a rut and he doesn't know how to get out of it.
Yes.
Kitty, just want to ask you this whole story that's been around for 2 weeks about Harvey Weinstein, and yesterday we had Penny Lancaster on Loose Women talking about inappropriate behaviour towards her. So many people in various industries talking about people overstepping the mark. What's your experience of all of that?
Well, I've been raped by a celebrity who you know. You don't, yeah, you do know the person.
You've never told us who
no,
it
I've never
is,
told, but you would know who the person is. And I've never ever said a word because I just don't want to go down that road.
Don't want to go down that road because it would be too upsetting for you?
No, it happened years ago, and then, you know, time goes on, and so I just think best to stay out of it.
What about if people said, but say that person did that to somebody else? Would you feel...
There's a reason why I can't say it. But I'd say off air, but I can't say it on air. And then you'll go, right, I see.
OK.
Outside that, though, that's your experience of that type of behaviour, and that's it?
Well, yeah, I mean, and obviously when you've seen that person on telly, you so want to say, oh, my God, you know. But, you know, if people do get raped and stuff, I mean, the situation was I agreed to go back to the house, all of this. So sometimes you think, is it rape or isn't it? But when you say no and you mean no, and it continues, to me, I know I was raped anyway. But my point is, women shouldn't shy away. They should report it. But I was in a difficult situation as well, so...